Hey, it's Haakan with TOPDON. Today we're going to do a walkthrough video on the TOPDON UltraDiag. But before we get started in the on-tool portion of our demonstration, we're going to show you a little bit more on the hardware. This tablet is a little bit different than some of our other units, so we just want to explain some of the ports on the tool. So as we turn the tool here, we have a USB-C port, we have a full-size HDMI port, we have a DC power jack, which we do provide the adapter for. We also have a full-size USB-A, I believe is what these are. But this one is the port you want to use if you are going to cable to the VCI or dongle. And then we also have a full-size Ethernet port. On top, we also have two buttons here. We have a camera button over here that by default is mapped to take a screenshot if you long press on it. And then we also have the power button over here. When we turn the tablet around, we have a kickstand here, which is used for holding the tool up. And then we also have the dongle, which magnetically attaches to the body of the tool. So now that we've walked you through all of the physical hardware, let's go ahead and get started on the car. All right, so now we're on the vehicle, and we're going to walk you through all the menus on the tool so you can get familiar and comfortable with everything. So we're going to start on the very bottom of the screen here. We have a back arrow right here that allows us to go back from any screen we're on. We have a home button, which will take us back to the main screen. We have this button right here, which if we hit takes us back to our Android menu. We'll go ahead and hit our home button, takes us right back into the app. We also have our close app, where we can swipe the program away to close it if we need to. And then we also have our screenshot button. So if we hit that down on the bottom, we can screenshot. We can also use the hard keyed button in the top right of the tool if we want to do a screenshot. So multiple options on screenshots. So now we're going to do kind of like we do in all our other videos, where we're going to kind of work backwards. So we're going to go into the user info first. And this is where you're going to find a variety of things. Your VCI management is going to show you if you need to check on the serial number of your dongle. This one here is the serial number of the dongle, and of course, that is etched on the dongle itself, so you can always double check that if you're not sure. We also have firmware update, which is used for updating both the T-darts as well as the dongle itself, as you can see right here. And then we also have the ability to uninstall diagnostic software. So if there's software that you are not using, you can delete that from the tool in order to free up some space. Now, it's also important to remember that this tool has a micro SD card slot if you want to expand the storage. So we're not going to show you that on the video here, but it is on the side of the tool. Now, in this menu, we also have user info, which we can enter in a variety of information, specifically to keep track of our tool and the information that will be on the reports. We also have customer feedback, where we can submit information if there are errors or different things we would like to see changed with the tool. We can use the customer feedback button. Shop info is if you're working at a professional shop and you want to add your shop information to the reports and the tool, you can enter that in here. Settings allows you to go into the menu where you can change your language, change your units of measurement, clear the cache if you want to free up some space in the cache, or if there's any glitches you want to try to resolve, that can be an easy thing to do. And then the About, and in the About menu, there is also a place to check for updates. We'll go back here. Then we also have a system update button, and that is another spot you want to check for updates periodically. So again, in the settings, we want to go to the About and check for updates, and we also want to check the system update for tool updates. Both of those places have potential updates that can be deployed, so you always want to check those regularly to make sure you have the latest version of the app. So we'll go back to our main screen here, and you can see we have a few different other menus we're going to walk through. Going backwards, we have the Immobilizer menu, and the Immobilizer menu is primarily designed for key work. So we're not going to do any key work in this particular video, but you can download all the software for related Immobilizer functions in this particular menu. This will be where you'll access them. Then we'll go back to our folder here. The folder is where we can see all of our reports and recorded data. So reports here and recorded data here. So if we hit reports, you can see here's a bunch of our system reports that we've conducted on various vehicles. And we can open any of those we want to on demand. Over here, we've got our battery tester, which we're not going to show you here today, but the battery tester works with the BT Mobile Pro S. So if you purchase the BT Mobile Pro S and you would like to do integrated starting, charging, and battery testing and create PDF reports to email out, you can use the app right there as a shortcut. Then we've got our update button right here, which allows us to download a variety of updates for both the diagnostic side of the tool as well as the Immobilizer side of the tool, and also the T-darts. Now, if we hit the select button, we can batch download as many as we would like to. So if we hit select, whoops, fat finger, we're going to go ahead and choose whichever we would like to update. So let's say we're going to update Audi and we're going to update Buick. We can select those and then hit update. And of course, make sure that you are connected to strong Wi-Fi. You can also plug it into hardline Ethernet using the Ethernet port up on top, and that will speed up your updates. So that is a nice benefit. You can update your tool quite a bit faster if you do have Ethernet. So up in the top right here, we have our library. And in the library, we have a number of different links. We've got a DTC repair guide with some basic hints on a variety of fault codes. We have a TSB section that you can search for TSBs on your vehicle. DLC location, which will help you locate the DLC on your vehicle. Warning light library, which gives you a kind of an overall view of a variety of warning lights that may commonly come on a vehicle and gives you the description of what those are. And then vehicle coverage lookup, which of course is for checking to see what the tool covers with regards to various functions. Next, we've got our diagnostics section. We're going to skip that and save that for last. We're going to show you the maintenance menu. The maintenance menu currently contains these services. That menu will likely expand in the future, but these are basically shortcuts to perform common reset and relearn procedures on a variety of vehicles. So if you want to quickly get to one of these procedures on a given vehicle, the maintenance menu is your fastest way to get there. Now we'll go into the diagnostics menu. So when we hit the diagnostics menu, we can search vehicle makes up at the top. We can go to the VIN section and auto-VIN the vehicle, or we can select by region of vehicle where it's manufactured and sold to look for the vehicle. We also see in the top right corner our VCI status. That VCI status can be connected via Bluetooth, or we can use a USB cable. Now remember, we want to use the flat, wide, rectangular-shaped USB port on the tool to USB-C in order to connect the dongle. That is the preferred method. We can also enter in our VIN here, but we're going to do auto-VIN. And the auto-VIN will pull the VIN from the vehicle as long as the key is on and the battery power is sufficient. It should be able to retrieve the VIN and automatically identify the vehicle. Now, you do need to make sure you are connected to internet during this, and you do always want to check and make sure that the VIN that it pulls matches the VIN on the vehicle door plate. If it does not, you may want to check to see if the vehicle perhaps has had a used module installed in it from some other source that does have a different VIN stored in it, as of course that is always a possibility. We're going to hit confirm. And we're going to just look and make sure this makes sense. 2013 Dodge Journey, that lines up with the vehicle we are in. So we're going to hit OK. And now we have a couple of different options here. So we got our vehicle profile, which gives us the same screen we get right after the auto ID. We'll hit our back button here. Hot Functions takes us to a variety of various quick service functions that we might need to perform on this given vehicle. This menu is typically going to be vehicle